A review copy was provided by 505 Games. Hello everyone, Adam here, and today I'm talking about Control's final DLC, AWE. As always, this is just a short impressions of the DLC. For the full written review, check out NoobFeed.com by clicking the link in the description below. So, on to the actual video. So, Control AWE is the final expansion, and if you're looking forward to having a huge crossover of Jesse Faden and Alan Wake, well, you shouldn't. AWE serves more like what Remedy has in store for the future of Control and, by extension, Alan Wake. It's a lot like Mass Effect 2's Arrival DLC or The City That Never Sleeps for Marvel's Spider-Man. It serves more of what the players can expect for the future of this entire franchise, and it does a decent job in doing that. So what do you get here? Well, there are brand new encounters and a new area to explore. The investigation sector was locked off because of a huge calamity, and it fell into disrepair after the Hiss invaded. The area is extremely dangerous and houses a lot of altered objects. Unfortunately, the gameplay within the actual DLC never really conveys this, as the altered objects you'll encounter throughout the DLC is actually not that threatening in comparison to what we experienced in the core game or the Foundation. You fight a haunted mailbox that sends threatening mail and a train that just involves you solving a basic puzzle to cleanse. It's pretty anticlimactic considering how much this DLC was propped up to be this huge area where it's all these altered objects are running amok, and there are these powerful items that are way more dangerous than anything you've encountered, when in reality they're not. They're pretty lukewarm. I mean, a haunted mailbox that sends threatening letters isn't that dangerous. What the DLC does offer that's truly exciting are the collectibles, because they offer insight into the outside world and how the FBC deals with people who are in contact with altered objects, selling them, and even creating them. It's actually pretty interesting. You get to read these interviews of the FPC abducting people they believe are creating altered items, and they actually falsely accuse a lot of people who are just completely confused about what's going on. You learn about there's a black market of people actually selling altered objects to other people, and the FBC is trying to crack down on it. There's a lot of great collectibles here. Yes, there are collectibles that connect Alan Wake to Control, and they are interesting. They showcase what happened in certain blank states of Alan Wake. There are certain sections of that game where Alan's completely unaware of what happened, and this DLC does fill in those gaps if you're interested in that. And yes, you do get more context about what happened during the events of American Nightmare, what Alice was going through. Suspiciously, Barry is kind of left out of all of it, which I find a bit strange, but you do get more context into Hartman, the Anderson brothers, a lot of stuff, so it is a lot of fan service here. The sector could have been a cool area where altered items have run amok because of the lack of security, and the Hiss in this area have caused even more destruction. I mean, the creature that hunts Jesse throughout the DLC is actually a result of that, both the Hiss and the lack of security. And they try to create this type of tension as the creature hunts Jesse throughout the investigation sector, and it's definitely there when it first starts out, but eventually it begins to fade. The real reason it was so tense in Alan Wake was because he was just an ordinary guy fighting against the supernatural. Here, Jesse is a person with godlike abilities, able to throw objects that weigh thousands of pounds with ease. So someone like that, it's really hard to be scared when you're in control of someone with that much power. Jesse will face a new type of Hiss. It's a ranger who uses a jetpack and shoots grenades, something basic to fight. It's kind of annoying, but nothing too much, and she gains access to a new service weapon that shoots grenades. Overall, the DLC isn't bad, and it does offer a decent amount of content, about 2 hours, maybe 3 if you decide to go through all the altered objects. There's also a arcade machine where you can fight hordes of enemies, which is okay, but I felt like it was just an extension of the Jukebox free content update where you would fight hordes of Hiss, and this one's a little bit easier, especially when you fully upgrade Jesse. Look, I'm not saying the DLC is bad. In fact, as a fan of Control, I absolutely loved it in the way that it expands on certain aspects of the world, but overall I was expecting a little more in terms of presentation and atmosphere. Again, the way they marketed this DLC, it seems to contradict of what was delivered. Yes, Alan Wake is present in here, and yes, the area has been closed off, but it's nothing too major and nothing that really screams like, this area is dangerous, please leave right away. Especially after the Foundation, which released an entire unique area to explore, and it built on the edifice of the original core game. Yes, it didn't answer anything major about the world of Control, but at least you got some more context into the founder, the board, and other aspects of the game. Here it's more like, hey, the world of Alan Wake and Control, yeah, that is absolutely connected. Here's how, and this is what you can expect from the next game, which I, again, hypothesize is either going to be Control or Alan Wake. But ultimately, it does raise a lot of questions. If you read in between the lines, there are a lot of things in this DLC that just will make you second guess everything within Control. So there you have it. AWE is not the greatest conclusion to Control. It's decent enough, and if you're a Diehard fan, you'll find some enjoyment here. But if you're not, it's going to be very hard to recommend this unless you're a huge Alan Wake fan. Either way, it's a decent enough ending, and I cannot wait to see what Remedy Entertainment does with Control. Again, it's one of my favorite games of 2019. I absolutely love this title, and I would recommend it to anyone if you have any interest in the supernatural. So until next time, like, subscribe, comment, check out the full written review, our walkthrough. We also have guides for the various altered objects within the game. And yeah, till next time everyone, stay awesome.